Welcome to this month's Supply Chain Tech Insights. Hello, I'm Randy McClure, your tech advisor and an independent voice in the supply chain industry. This month's tech topics include Agile Decision Platform, Be Data Ready, Business Agility, Computer Vision AI, Data Centricity, AI Trends, Prescriptive Analytics, and Urban Logistics.
Everything you touch in your daily life, from the coffee you're drinking to the phone in your pocket, it all goes on this incredible journey to get to you. But what's wild is that for decades, the multi-trillion-dollar decisions that guide that journey, they've been based on little more than a hunch. Well, today we're going to dive into how artificial intelligence is finally changing all of that, turning pure guesswork into a real science. To really get the scale of this problem, you have to understand this paradox from expert Randy McClure. He said today's executives drown in supply chain data but starve for real insights. Think about that. They are buried in spreadsheets, they're drowning in reports, but when a crisis hits and a multi-million-dollar decision has to be made in minutes, they're basically flying blind. And that really brings us to the central question we're going to tackle. With all the incredible power of AI and big data right at our fingertips, why are so many critical supply chain decisions still just a shot in the dark? To find the answer, we've got to look back. We have to understand how things have been done for decades, a system that was built way more on gut feelings than on hard facts. This slide, wow, it really just lays out the massive shift we're talking about. Over on the left, you've got the old way, siloed systems where different departments just don't talk to each other. That leads to these reactive, panicked decisions based on gut instinct. But on the right, you see the new way. It's all about integrated networks and data-driven decisions that are proactive. We're talking about solving problems before they even happen. And here's the crazy part. A lot of the software that was supposed to help, it's actually made things worse. These systems were built as digital silos. One for the warehouse, a totally separate one for finance, another for transport. So they're pretty good at flagging a problem. Like, hey, a shipment is late, but they offer zero guidance on what to do about it. They just weren't built for the speed of modern business. So, how do we break out of this old, clunky model? Well, the answer isn't just about getting new software. It's about a whole new way of thinking. It's about achieving something called business agility. So what is business agility? It's really just the ability to adapt to a world that is changing incredibly fast. And this is a huge shift. We're moving away from the old focus on being slow and steady and reliable to a new world that prioritizes speed and adaptability. It's all about getting ahead of the curve, not just reacting when things go wrong. And this agile mindset, it translates into real, concrete actions. As you can see here, it means making decisions in quick, rapid cycles, not waiting around for a quarterly report. It's about using technology to see the whole big picture, using data to spot new opportunities, and creating these constant feedback loops so you're always learning and improving. But there's a catch, and it's a big one. You can't just slap some AI onto a broken system and expect magic to happen. Before any of this amazing tech can work, you absolutely have to build a solid data foundation. This slide right here shows the crucial shift that has to happen. On the left, you got the old application-centric model, where data is just kind of a leftover. It's a byproduct, and that creates silos and messy, inconsistent information. But on the right, you have the data-centric solution. This is where data is treated like the core asset it is, creating one single source of truth that is absolutely essential for AI to work its magic. And this quote just sums it up perfectly. Technology, software applications, and automation will come and go, but enterprise data will never grow obsolete. Your data is the permanent asset. It's the bedrock that everything else has to be built on. Okay, so once that solid data foundation is in place, we can finally get to the really cool part. We can unleash the power of AI. So let's look at some of the game-changing tools that are leading this revolution. All right, think about this. What if your entire supply chain could see? That's basically the idea behind computer vision. We're talking about teaching AI to understand and interpret the physical world through cameras and images, giving your whole logistics network a pair of eyes. And the impact is just incredible. We're talking about AI that can instantly read barcodes, QR codes, even sloppy handwritten text on a package. It can automatically spot a damaged box and start the claims process right then and there. It's the eyes for those autonomous forklifts zipping around a warehouse, for drones counting inventory from the sky, and even for the delivery driver who just snaps a quick photo as proof of delivery. It's making the physical world of logistics visible and intelligent. Next up in the AI toolbox is a really important distinction, the difference between predictive and prescriptive analytics. So predictive analytics asks, what will happen. The best analogy is a weather forecast. It tells you rain is coming. Prescriptive analytics, on the other hand, asks, okay, so what should we do about it? This is like your GPS that not only warns you about a traffic jam ahead, but instantly gives you 3 alternate routes to avoid it. It doesn't just spot the problem, it gives you an action plan. So what happens when you combine that solid data foundation, an agile mindset, and these powerful AI tools like computer vision and prescriptive analytics? You get the ultimate solution, the executive command center. The best way to picture this is to imagine a digital command center for executives, similar to a fighter pilot's cockpit. We are not talking about another spreadsheet. This is an interactive workspace that gives a decision maker all the critical information they need right at their fingertips so they can navigate a super complex environment at high speed. And this command center runs on a really powerful framework called the OODA loop. So it starts with observing, using AI to monitor absolutely everything in real time. Next, you orient, using analytics to understand why something is happening. Then you decide, and the system actually gives you recommendations on the best move to make. Then you take that action, and finally, and this is key, you adapt, using a feedback loop so the entire system learns and gets smarter with every single step. So when you put it all together, what does it all add up to? Well, it means our supply chains are becoming smarter, faster, and more resilient than ever before. Ultimately, what we are witnessing is the end of an era. It's the end of the reactive supply chain that runs on gut instinct, and it's the beginning of a truly proactive, intelligent one powered by data and AI. So why should you care about all this? Well, because it means faster, more reliable deliveries for all the stuff you buy. It means seeing way fewer of those annoying out of stock notices online and in stores. And on a bigger scale, it means creating a global commerce system that's much more resilient to disruptions. And at the end of the day, a more efficient and sustainable world for all of us. And this all leaves us with one final, pretty fascinating thought. Our supply chains are becoming truly intelligent. So the question isn't if they can predict what we want anymore. It's, are we ready for a world where they anticipate our needs before we even know them ourselves?
Hello, this is Randy McClure from SC Tech Insights. Thank you for listening. For more on this topic, click the article link below or go to www.sctechinsights.com for the latest insights on supply chain technology. Thank you and see you next time.